China and commerce. And as you can see, just all these ideas come up and they just randomly come in here. Let's see, Taobao villages. No, that doesn't look particularly interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, five big Chinese carriers, and then Chinese ports. So I'm thinking of some kind of thesis around CPG industry relationships between China and America. So now please only suggest ideas that fall into that theme so we can get a little bit more.
This is David Perel. He is explaining how he's writing his article, and he's using Evernote. And apparently, what's happening is he has a dump of all his information already in Evernote, the things that he's collected along throughout the years, and he's talking in chat to people in chat. So he asked them to give them a topic idea, and now he relates. Okay, this is my theme. This is the topic idea, and he looks for the articles, the different keywords from his collection of notes, and then he starts compiling them, starts composing, assembling something, and this is the concept of a having a second brain. His notes is the second brain. What he's doing is he's starting to assemble something and introduce his own ideas into um, his writing. So this is the second brain, his knowledge management system here in this Evernote. He's talking to chat. People are asking him, giving him an idea for a theme. He starts off with a theme, and then he compiles all the resources that he collected in his um, second brain, and he starts assembling something.
More specific. Why don't we just talk about Shenzhen? Paris. Let's see. Oh, this looks interesting.
So he has a bunch of notes collected.
We'll start with a history of Shenzhen, and we can throw in these two quotes right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can talk about the current Chinese economy, the modern Chinese economy, and we can bring this in.
So
okay.
So it's interesting. He's starting to compile, and then eventually he started collecting all these quotes, putting it here, and then starting to make um his thoughts. He's expressing it and forming his own thoughts from what he's collected so far. Um, and this is the creative process, collecting all your notes to get to this point. Now, to get to this point, you have to start building your repository of information, your second brain, all the tidbits that you collect online, put it somewhere in an organized format that you can easily find, look for content. So you can easily look for content. Okay, my stream got connected, but if this is your first time coming here, I'm Ely. I'm a customer experience manager here in Asia, and I'm also a founder of a large UX design community. And I'm trying to learn about personal knowledge management system, and this is what I'm doing right now. I'm studying personal knowledge management, and I'm applying these learnings, what I'm learning, into what I'm doing right now. So this is nice. This is an example of an output. Maybe I should, relating this to yesterday. Yesterday I was delivering one of my outputs, my slides yesterday, and to improve, I was getting feedback on my slides, and there were a ton of feedback that came in. Some of them did not, and I think the key takeaway from the feedback yesterday was they were not. The context was I was talking about research, how to do research, why do research, and the feedback so far some of the team members that I presented to did not understand why you need to do research and how it ties into to everything. And one of the feedback of my boss is you should show them the end product. Try to show them the end product, how the end would look like. Make it real for them so that they appreciate why they need to do this. So I think that's my challenge today. I will take notes on that. Yep. Thank you, David. So my thoughts right now is to form an end product. Show the end product like what David Perel does. Show the end product like what David Perel does. Show the end product like what David Perel does. And when you show the end product, you need to show the product. Show the end product. And then work backwards towards where are you right now? How do you get to the end product? How do you get to a situation where you easily hack? Yes. Then show how you can get to that point. Show how you can answer the questions. And the context of all this is growth hacking. Growth hacking is trying to teach growth hacking and trying to show them that they need to do research so that when they do growth hacking, it's already ties in well here to the idea what so they should be ready. Like you should have a personal knowledge management system here, like me. What David Perel does, he has his personal knowledge management system where he just grabs all the data that this presents and gets insights. Now you do the same concept in when you do your marketing, your growth hacking. You should be ready with the data and insights so that when you do your decision, when you make decisions, you have a source of all that info. You have a repository of information where to collect all that. And now I need to make that. That is what I need to do. I need to make that point. All right. That's what I do. How do I do that? I have a number of tabs open here on my screen right now. I was thinking of talking about digital transformation, the mind of a digital leader, because I was taking notes. But here's an example of there's something on my mind. There's a project, and I just found inspiration in the most unlikely places from David Perel, and now I have to diverge a bit until I figure out how to solve it. You know, the have you seen Ellie? I'm also talking to my future self here. Ellie, remember Lord of the Rings when they went on a journey, and sometimes the journey was not straightforward from to Mordor to the mountain. They diverged several ways they were trying to figure out. I feel like that right now. So I'm trying to convey an idea and I'm diverging several ways to get to the main point, which is why do research, justify research. Yep, that's my big insight today. Show how you can get to the point, show you how you can answer the questions. The other big insight yesterday that was pretty interesting was and I opened it up here. this particular screen. This screen is apparently, um, yeah, this is about Herman. So who are you? Think about who you are, how you relate to work, and who is how do you work with your teammates. Now, Herman introduced a concept. I think it's, yeah, the brain dominance technology. Brain dominance. So, what is your uh, brain dominant? What are you more dominant in? And let's look at some of this art. This, yep. Okay. This is the what is the Herman whole brain model? Researcher Ned Herman developed the. Also, he patented this. There's a patent to this. HBDI, which stands for Herman Brain Dominance Instrument. The idea is that you take, this looks like, yes, I took a quiz. Give me a moment. Let me just check the connection. I took a quiz, and the quiz looks like something like that. Um, it asks for your logical preference. Like, am I more logical or am I more intuitive? Do I rely do I do proven methods, or do I like experimenting? Okay, so it combines. So from the left to the right, that's the first part of it, left, right. And then it also asked, the diagonals. For instance, the upper left, scientific, analytical, or warm and approachable. Am I more scientific and analytical, or am I warm and approachable? And the idea is wherever you are more here is where where you're brain dominant. And what's interesting for me is that people thought I thought I was I thought I was intuitive. I rely on experience. I like experimenting. So I like being big picture. I like being big picture, but I like a bit of organization as well. So I thought I was future minded. So I thought I was yellow and green. And the feed to me by the rest of my team was that I am actually more red. I'm warm and approachable, artistic, musical. So the I'm warm and approachable versus scientific and analytical. Cool and I am artistic and musical over cool and detached, and I am more into feelings than facts. That is interesting. How the difference in perception look like. Yeah, so this is, I would love to research more about this brain model. Is there something on? So I would like to highlight this a bit more because Ned Herman will highlight you. Save to my notes. And this is the way I capture things to my second brain before I need to process it, but I need. So, he developed the Herman Brain Dominance Instrument. I'll highlight that and give it to my notes. And yes, I would like to study that a bit more. Heavy lifts, no wonder. Anyway, let me go back to this concept of the Herman Brain Dominance Instrument. is a system used to describe thinking preferences in people. He was in General Electric, I think. Save highlight, read wise. So identifies four different models of thinking. Are you analytical, sequential, personal, imaginative? Okay, let's highlight this. Save to my second brain from um, the problem with this is though it's self-reported. That's why it's interesting when people view you as this versus your own self, your own perception of yourself. Exactly. Critique, it's self-reported. Another critique is that the underlying basis for it is that lateralization of brain theory. I see. So there's criticism over this, especially from modern science, because he asserts that the current literature instead found that both hemispheres are always involved in cognitive tasks. No evidence is presented to show that these brain dominant measures measure anything related to the differences between the human hemispheres. In other words, no evidence of validity of hemisphere dominance is presented. It's just a working theory. So that just remember this when you are presenting. So maybe I'll take a look. I'll highlight this. Highlight this. Yep. So interesting theory. It's a working theory. And there are some books here. The Creative Brain. Wow, it's been 1990s. It's an old book. Right. So I will end today's session by doing my Japanese lessons. I'll try to always learn some Japanese. Today's takeaway is what's today's takeaway? The takeaway today is this: show the end product. Show the end product. That's my day, and I need to develop this a bit further today. Japanese lessons. Flashcards. Updated my list of flashcards 2000 from 500, and there are a lot of new words that I haven't memorized yet. I'm still studying all that. Session. Qsen is 9,000.
9000
Okay, I got it.
オーストラリア
Australia.
オーストラリア
Australia. シャワーを浴びる。シャワーを浴びる。Shower.
シャワーを浴びる
シャワー浴びる。Shower. Take a shower. シャワーを浴びる。私は朝シャワーを浴びて、あとは夜にシャワーを浴びて to take a shower. I wonder if 浴びて is take.
情報
情報 What is 情報 Information. No. Information. No, not information. Choho, military intelligence?
情報
Information intelligence. Yep. Military intelligence. Choho. Got it. To wash. To wash. I don't know to wash.
洗う
Araw. Araw. To sleep is Neru. I know this. Yonsen is 4,000. Math is Gaksen. Sugaku. Sugaku.
8000
Hasem.
8000
8,000. Shujin. Shujin person.
主人
Husband. I think Jin is supposed to be a person. So Shujin, the husband. Watashi no Shujin wa Sashu desu. Ooh, watashi no Shujin wa Sashu desu. Shujin. Tsukao. Tsukao is to turn on. To
使
use.
う
Ichiman. 10,000.
1万分
Is minute.
分8
Hachiban is 8.
8番笑う
Is to laugh.
笑う
Warao.
起業家
Is an entrepreneur.
起業家
Yes.
ご出身はどちらですか
Goshushin wa dochira desu ka? Where do you live?
ボール
Bowl. Bowl.
ボール
会社員
Kaishain. 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 What's Kaishain?
会社員
Company employee. Kiku. To open? To what's Kiku?
聞く
To listen. Arao?
洗う
Arao.
数学
Sugaku. One's husband, Shujin.
主人
Tsukao is to make.
使う
To use.
ご出身はどちらですか
Shushin wa dochira desu ka? Shushin wa dochira desu ka? Where are you from?
ご出身はどちらですか
Shushin is from Goshushin wa dochira desu ka? Okay. Where are you from?
会社員
Company employee?
会
Kiku. To listen? To listen. Okay.
使う
Okay. Tsukao is to use. Okay. Japanese lessons done. And that ends my stream for today. Thank you for listening in. Ellie, you should remember your takeaway today.